Hello, good afternoon, laba diena, Tere. I'm Edvinas, one of programmers at Black Nights Film Festival, and together with me, Romas Zabarauskas. Those who are following our selection recognize Roma's face. He was here with the writer exactly 2 years ago as well in the Baltic film competition, and now he is back with the activist as well. It's international premiere in the Baltic Film Competition, and I wish to start from pure coincidence and to connecting with last year's Baltic competition and our winner, Southern Chronicles, a film by Ignas Miškinis, which later beat all imaginable box office results. And in Southern Chronicles, we witnessed very spectacular supporting performance by Robertas Petraitis, and he is now a leading actor in The Activist. So I'm very curious who firstly spot him, you, Romy, or Ignas Miškinis?
Well, thank you so much, and I think it's a little bit more complicated, but I think that we did it first. But I mean, we shot the film in 23, and in 22, I think we shot a test scene, and so we did the casting back then, and I think basically they haven't yet shot Southern Chronicles, and we didn't even know about the film when casting. But then they shot after, and they released the film first. So it's kind of, it's very complicated, to be honest, but maybe it's kind of like a parallel process. But yeah, so definitely very happy to have him in this role that is so different also than that film, which is a great opportunity for the actor to show his range, and very happy that we have him at the beginning of a career that I think will be even more impressive in the future.
And you casted him one from one, or you tried another actors?
I mean, we tried many different actors with our casting director, Dalia Survilaitė, and I mean, he was really unknown, and he didn't have any experience at that time, so it was truly a matter of casting. And then we did callbacks with the role for Bernardas to kind of see the chemistry, and then we chose the two actors that we have, including Václav Gum.
Romy, you mentioned already that Activist is a third part in your trilogy, which is not entirely connected. First one was The Advocate, then The Writer, and now Activist. How would you describe all this trilogy together?
Well, they're all about queer male couples in different complex political circumstances. And in my film, in my work, I try to analyze these complex political themes and subjects, but also to seek for a unique melodramatic style inspired by 50s Hollywood, and seeking for my own sensibilities. So this is what connects the three films together. But yes, they are very different, and The Activist stands out in its genre as a noir drama thriller.
And you were inspired by several Hollywood films.
Well, yes. I mean, you can spot the references to films like Sunset Boulevard, but also like Cruising from William Friedkin, which is a little bit of a reverse situation in our film, is that it's about a young guy who infiltrates a neo-Nazi group to find the killer of his boyfriend. rather than a policeman infiltrating a gay club as in Cruising. But and also in general, it's kind of like a reworking of film noir in its visuals a little bit, but more so in its characters and themes.
And Scorsese, you never thought about Scorsese at least?
Not specifically. I was more inspired by these films, and in terms of sensibility, of course, Douglas Sirk and probably those were my key inspirations.
Yeah, Romy, in your seat just a few days ago, Sergei Loznitsa was sitting, and his film Two Prosecutors opened Baltic film competition, although he's not competing with you. But Sergei mentioned one thing which I can tell what you are also following, at least in this trilogy. Sergei mentioned about importance to work with same people. And firstly, Narvydas Naujalis, your DOP, he also DOP of Southern Chronicles, and you made already 5 feature films, and with Narvydas 4.
Yes.
And he is also he brings very different camera again, very mysterious, shady.
Well, I definitely love working with some of the same people, and Narvydas is definitely one of the people I love working with. And, we always try to have that creativity to think about every film individually. And especially for The Activist, I told Narvydas before the shoot, please go crazy and shoot it in a way that we cannot fix it in post-production. and we did that effort, because it's true that also now post-production possibilities are so vast that it's very easy to kind of detract from your own decisions and to make the look of the film more simple. But so that's why we kind of pushed for a more distinct lighting during the shoot itself. So I'm very happy, definitely. And of course, the composer, Ieva Marija Baranauskaitė, also did the whole trilogy, and it's a climax of that music. We had a little bit bigger budget this time for live recording of quartet and other instruments, and I think it's this jazz soundtrack who really brings up this noir vibe to the film.
And atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's editing, and Igne Narbutaitė is still, in my opinion, she is rising star, but she comes after Toxic. Probably she edited at the same time Activist, and in Black Knight, she another film of hers, China Sea, will have a world premiere. How do you work together with Igne?
Well, with Igne, we worked on the writer and the activist, and I mean, I loved working with her, and I have a very distinct also understanding of what I want from editing, and to be honest, I'm very conservative in my decisions sometimes, because I feel like, I really like close-ups because I focus on the acting and kind of dialogue and this melodramatic style, so sometimes I want the editing to be very simple, and then only in some places to contrast that simplicity. And I think it's kind of unusual, because in current European art house, like, it's very common to have more experimentation with editing and more wider shots and slower cuts, and so we definitely had a lot of discussions about that, to be honest.
And Romy, I'm also very curious how you participate in screenwriting. In first part of a trilogy, you solely wrote the script. When Mark David came and you were not even credited on the writer, and now you again you take a credit. How you contribute, or they continue from your main idea of it.
Well, no, for the writer, I was credited, but together with 3 other co-writers. Maybe it was too long for some space. But yes, with Artūras Tereškinas and Anastasija Sosunova. So we kind of had a lot of discussions and research together. And for the lawyer, I also consulted Mark David Jacobs, so it wasn't entirely different, but his contribution grew with other projects. That's why he was credited. And for the activists, similarly, I kind of discussed a lot with Mark David and with Vitalia Lapina, and Vitalia brought more like genre rules to the film. She's coming from a more commercial side of filmmaking and TV, and he was more, well, a Western perspective, and also, I don't know, he's just very, cinephile, true cinephile, and in terms of film history knowledge and things like that. So it's each time is a little bit different, but I love that cooperation, and I think I want to cooperate even more in writing in the future, for sure.
And when actors as well, it's your choice to trust very important roles to not really known actors. They are not really debutants, but how do you find actors like Tekle, Simonas, or Vaslov?
Yeah, I mean, I just go through a regular casting process, and I really trust this decision to find the best actors for the role. And of course, I'm very happy with these 3 actors you just mentioned, and they will be here tonight as well. And of course, for Simas Kuliešius, it was important also to find a trans actor for the role, so it was a little bit more special. But each of them, Vaslav and Tekle Baroti too, bring this also noir qualities to the film. They are very expressive and kind of, they also create this atmosphere together. So I'm always just very fair in my casting, and I love discovering talents for sure.
And did you use intimacy coordinator, especially for Tekle's scenes?
Well, yes, we had our script supervisor doubling as an intimacy coordinator, Yelena Grishina, and so we had a discussion about it. We probably weren't like super strict about it, maybe something to still improve in the future, but we did have, yes.
And Romy, your film premiered in autumn, in September, and coincidentally it kind of flew into protest of culture, massive protest of culture. I never imagined that art community in Lithuania is so united as we do see now. And in your film, probably you never planned this when you are writing, but it will be so monumental and so current what is happening right now, that you have to stand up and to act even if you are shy, even if you are afraid, or you don't maybe you don't want to, but
yeah, I mean, definitely we started to develop the film in 2018, and it does feel very topical because of this, but also even for other reasons. I mean, if you look at the far right rising all over the world, and this film truly interprets it in a twisted and unexpected way, and kind of tries to show the complexity of the subject, and so in a sense I'm happy about it, but at the same time, like, some of these things are negative, of course, so I'm not happy about them happening, themselves. But yes, I think the culture situation in Lithuania allowed a lot of people to feel humiliated, probably in a way that queer people have felt before for other reasons, and it's an interesting exercise in empathy also. And I don't know, I'm also happy about the civic movement, and hopefully things will get better. It seems like maybe there are some signs. Yeah.
Ačiū, Romai, thank you very much.
Ačiū.
The activist is full of twists, unpredictable. It's twist after twist. Of course, we did not want here
Yeah.
to spoil, but we will continue this discussion after international premiere, when audience will be tricked to your twist which you prepared. It's not a film which you so easily predict. And thank you very much for bringing the activists to Tallinn. And it's already very successful. After theatrical release, more than 11,000 people saw it. Did you expect it, this attendance?
Well, we did what we could to have good results, and I'm happy with the results. Yeah.
Is it your probably best watched film in your career?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.